is an influencer named Melanie Mack. I came across some of her stuff a while back, and I like a decent amount of her stuff. She's kind of funny. She's very unapologetic on her takes, and yeah, I think she's got good stuff in general. But she listens to a lot of this music, and this is a band. The band we're going to look at, I actually used to listen to quite a bit. I really liked Bring Me the Horizon. I think this is an example of something. There is an attack on Christianity. There has been for a long time, but there is an attack on Christianity, and this is not just with this genre. We're going to look at another one here, like very, very shortly after this. This is not just this genre. There's an attack on Christianity. We're going to see elements of it here, and I think it's part of a bigger deal. And I also think that we can learn something from this. So I'm going to go to this clip from Melanie Mack, and yeah, and if you're not like, she does gaming stuff, she does reactionary stuff. Like I said, she's not afraid to offend people. She's blunt, and I like bluntness. So I like a lot of her content. But go check it out. Follow her, subscribe. She has YouTube as well. But yeah, so she's gonna break down this here, and I think she is 100% right on this. And she's come under a lot of fire since putting this out there.
So Bring Me the Horizon made an extremely blasphemous tweet last night at like 2 a.m. Now, I already know this band is atheist, and I know they're against religion and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, whatever. I still listen to them. It wasn't a huge deal what a band's personal beliefs are. But in this case, and in this outright blasphemy, can't do it. I took them off of all of my playlists. Let me just read it to you and I'll continue. Anyway, so they were announcing their tour date here, and they said, if Jesus Christ returns, we'll just unalive that effer 2 times. I saw that. I was done. Their new album has been my most anticipated album of the year. I have been listening to their singles on loop nonstop practically since they dropped them, but I am done. I don't even care anymore. People can call me soft. They can say this, that, or the other, but I will not stand for outright blasphemy against Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior.
Solid take. Solid take. I haven't so much recently. I cut out most secular music and stuff. A while back, I just kind of music in general, I didn't listen to very much. I listened to a lot more podcast teaching, preaching, stuff like that. But this is a band I used to listen to a lot. I like the style, I like the genre. And I think this shows, and this is a small example of it. This shows that sometimes there is a sacrifice. I was actually talking with my wife about this, but kind of not this. It's the one we're getting ready to get into. Um, Sometimes there's a sacrifice. Sometimes you don't get to do things that you would otherwise want to do because of the connections that they have. Now, I don't think that you're going to get demonized by listening to their music or anything like that, but I do think there's something to be said about, you have to know what they are going to be putting in their lyrics, and what you're putting into yourself when it pertains to this, I think can be detrimental. I think it can be harmful to your mindset and things like that. Um, so the the next one we're gonna look at is very different. I do not listen to this at all. I do not like this at all. This is one that my wife is a fan of. I take jabs frequently because she's a fan of this. My oldest daughter likes this as well. But Taylor Swift came out with a new album, I guess, recently. I think the album is called something about tortured poets or something. I don't know. Tortured Poets Department. And I've heard some people talk about several different songs, and they're really not good. Multiple different songs are not good. This is the one I wanted to specifically look at though, and there's a specific lyric. The song is called "Guilty as Sin." The lyric I wanted to look at is towards the bottom here. So it'd be this highlighted section. I'll read it to you. It says, "What if I roll the stone away? They're gonna crucify me anyway. What if the way you hold me is actually what's holy? If long suffering propriety is what they want from me, they don't know how you've haunted me so stunningly. I choose you and me religiously." Now, I've been telling people for a while Taylor Swift is not a Christian, regardless of what she says or has said in the past. Her actions, I think, very clearly demonstrate that she is not. And I think this is just another layer on that. This is blasphemy. I don't see how you look at that and don't see that it's blasphemy. This is blasphemy. I mean, if you want to listen to this, listen to it, but know that you are choosing to support somebody that cares nothing. Not even just they're indifferent about it. They have a hostile view towards you, towards your beliefs. If you're a Christian, towards your king, your savior. I was talking to my wife about this, and this was before she actually saw any of the songs. She just saw that the album dropped, and she asked what my thoughts were on listening to it. And I said, if you want to listen to her, then that is entirely your choice. I have a problem with it, and I think you should just realize that if you are listening to her, you're listening to someone that is. And this was again before I saw these lyrics. I don't know Taylor Swift. I don't listen to her music. I've never followed her. Um, I do know some of her stances on some political things, some moral political things. She is in favor of late term baby unaliving. Again, if you're going to listen to that music, that is your choice. Just know that you are supporting somebody that supports and promotes the brutal, violent unaliving of babies. We currently have a 3.5-month-old, I think just over 3 months. This would be supporting someone that if 3.5-month-old would say 3 month, 2 weeks, and 1 day ago, we should have had the ability to without getting too graphic. I do think it's beneficial to get graphic because I think people don't realize what they're actually supporting when it comes to this topic. But someone that supports the unaliving by means of dismembering, um, sucking the brain out with a hose through the back of the skull. This is violent, brutal, evil stuff. I understand you may like the music. I'm sorry, but I think we need to make sacrifices. I think this is a reason we need to promote people that are good, solid Christians, that we see their walk, we see their life on display. So do what you will. But I will not be listening to Taylor Swift. I know it's a shock. I also will not be listening to Bring Me the Horizon. I haven't so much anymore, but I did like them occasionally. I would listen to different random bands I used to listen to, but I will not be listening to them at all. So make good choices, find good bands. You see our playlist. I'll put a link in the description. Go check it out. A lot of really, really good bands that they're not just good bands. We see their walk, we see their fruit, we see that they are actually living this out and using their platforms as a light for Christ.